So here we are, 1 year after this historic freeze in Texas. Let me begin. 1 year later, what should Texans know?
Texans should know that we have made incredible reforms to the market of ERCOT and the grid to ensure reliability and to ensure that the lights will stay on this winter.
Speaking of which, in December, you said that exact phrase repeatedly at news conferences and other open hearings, very forcefully: the lights will stay on. That's a bold promise. Some might say sticking your neck on the line. What makes you so confident?
We've enhanced the way ERCOT operates the grid. We've added an additional margin of safety. We're moving away from the past crisis-based business model and implementing a reliability-based business model that ensures that if there's any hint of trouble on the horizon, ERCOT operators bring more generation on sooner rather than later to make sure we have the power reserves we need to keep the lights on. Second, we've implemented weatherization requirements on our entire generation fleet, and we've already initiated inspections on those generators with outstanding results.
Market reform, market redesign. In as simple as terms as you can put it, what has been done with market redesign and what still needs to be done?
We have designed and adopted a blueprint to move the ERCOT market away from low prices at any cost to reliability first. Generators who participate in the ERCOT market will be rewarded for being reliable and consistently reliable. That's the most important element of the reforms we've made.
Shift over to the challenges that lie ahead. What concerns you the most? Is there anything that keeps you up at night?
We all have a big job. We know that. This is incredibly important for Texas. And so I think we've addressed all of the major challenges this winter. That was all the hard work last spring, last summer. That was the landmark legislation that the Texas legislature passed. We've got a full plate, but honestly, the reason I sleep easy at night is because we did all that.
This is not under your regulatory purview, but do you sleep easy at night when it comes to our natural gas supply system?
I am very, very glad that we passed the reform to designate critical natural gas infrastructure in November, at the end of November. For the first time ever, natural gas facilities are designated as critical and the most important parts of the supply chain that cover over 80% of daily production of natural gas. So that's another one of those landmark reforms that helps me sleep easy.
The weatherization rules for natural gas facilities aren't in place yet. Do you wish that would be otherwise?
I'll have to defer to the Regulatory Commission on their weatherization and their rulemaking. That's their venue and their jurisdiction.
Let me shift gears a little bit. A lot of Texans want to know, how is my bill going to be affected by all this?
Reliability comes first, absolutely. Affordability is a close second. And so that initially we may have higher prices as we procure more robust, reliable generation. But because we have it in a market construct that incorporates competition between generators and competition between retail providers who our families and households pay their bill to, that over time, as we increase reliability, we have those higher revenues, those economic incentives for reliability bring more reliable assets to the market. And as that supply balances out, prices will go down over time.
On the human side of things, as chair, do you ever stop and pause and reflect on those whose lives have been affected and those whose lives were lost?
Absolutely. That tragedy should never have occurred, and condolences to those who suffered and lost during that. And that tragedy is why we are making the changes and moving such dramatic pieces of this market around so quickly, because We have to. That is the bottom line of this is the people in Texas, the homes, the families. When they turn on the lights, when they turn on the heat, that power needs to be there. They deserve it and they demand it, and we're going to deliver it.